What the?
What are you doing?
Oh my
I
god.
don't even know what's going on.
Okay, Scorpio. Kitty's gonna get the zoomies now. Okay, let's see. How do I feel? Unforgettable in every way. Okay, so you're unforgettable. I'm thinking about Carl Jung. Let's see, how do I feel about Carl Jung? Why am I getting Carl Jung? Okay, how about this? It may be a pleasant feeling. Okay. One sheep among 10,000. You are unforgettable and you are like one in a million. And if you didn't know that, I want you to know that right now. These readings have been getting steadily weirder and weirder. Okay, let me make a little room. Okay. I hope you're doing really, really well. God bless every single one of you. So we're going to get 5 cards, one each for the theme, for the challenge, for the finances, for the romance, and the solution. Someone told me that in one of the recordings I'm going to have to check that the EVP that I didn't hear because I didn't listen to all the readings. I mean, I have time to do them. That the piano... Woo! That the piano is playing, but I'm not at the piano, and the piano is not where I'm doing the readings, and so I'm kind of freaked out. I'll figure out which reading and then I'll find it. Maybe I'll make a note of it. So the card that just flew out for the theme is the Ace of Cups. Beautiful. I didn't have a moment to do this beforehand, so I don't want to waste your time and make this long. Come on. Very quiet. Tell us about the ace. Well, no, I shouldn't say that. We're not clarifying. We need to know. Woo! Oh my gosh. For the challenge, we have the Judgment card. All right. Challenge. That's a good Judgment card to have upright for a challenge. 2 major arcana. Come on. All right. Finances. Give us good news. All right. Tell us about, didn't pop out, finances. Nothing. Woo! For finances, the King of Cups upright. For romance, I hope this is not too loud. I'm trying to not hear it on. My brother coined this a long time ago for me. He called what I do the armchair Armageddon in 1994. I've been doing it that long. I'm trying not to be too loud, but I didn't notice. Oh, you flew out, but you didn't turn over. Do I take you? 9 of Wands. We are taking it. Romance. 9 of Wands upright for romance. Tell us about the solution. I gotta loosen my kung fu grip here. Somebody likes to. Whoa! All right, for the solution. Okay, we've got the 8 of Cups. I'm just going to see if anything else flies out. I don't know if I'm going to take it because I only want 5. Okay. Oh, somebody is crying over you. Let's stop right there because we don't want to go into the drama. We don't want to go into the drama. Okay. Okay, Scorpio. I am one of you. Okay, so for the theme, we have the Ace of Cups. So this is a card that talks about emotions, friendship, something new starting in the love department for those of you that are single. This means that your family, in whatever way you perceive family, is very loving. This is a card that talks about being at peace, but I know most of you are going to be interested in what is this great love that's coming. This is a card that would also tell you that it would be important at this time to follow your heart, but to temper that with your instincts. If you were wondering, for those of you that are single, if you will ever find your soulmate after everything you've been through, yes, you will. This is a card that also talks about, boy, isn't that a little bit of a contradiction, I suppose. Maybe that's my Virgo rising that's going to go full crazy here and be like, be careful, be careful. Because this is about letting your guard down and opening your heart, but at the same time, following your heart and your instincts. Now, for somebody like me, I will definitely overthink this. I'll try not to. Now, for those of you that are already in committed relationships, it looks like everything is going well. There could be a renewal or a resurgence of emotion, of passion, of camaraderie, just a really good feeling. This is a card that also, if you're neither here nor there, like you're not in a relationship and you don't want one, and you've got a tight group of friends, maybe if it's just one, maybe there's just your pet, count on those energies. This is a good thing. Let's see, what do I get from this image? You know that the divine is protecting you, always has. We've got the dove of peace descending with the sacrament in its mouth, and the water flowing out of it. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 different streams. That's the card or the number of change. Things are changing in your favor, Scorpio, as it relates to the emotional. And what I like about the particular art that I'm looking at here is that the water that flows out of the cup is controlled. It's not splashing everywhere. The bird is flying right down into that. Like in church when you're about to partake of the sacrament. It's happening now. Oh, I'm covered in chills. I just got chills everywhere. I don't know. I don't want to channel like that. I'm going to take that as confirmation from spirit or whatever, because it's positive. It feels good. Oh, hang on just a second. I need to just adjust this candle over here. Hang on. I don't know about you guys, but the spiritual attacks have been real. So I'm always keeping my eyes on St. Michael. Okay, so that's the theme. We've got the Ace of Cups. Now, for the challenge, the Judgment card in the upright. This is good. So this is a card that talks about if anybody's done something to you, if they've done anything horrible to you, something that would require judgment in the biblical sense, things will go in your favor. The people that have harmed you will be judged. And, this is not like the justice card that talks about here in the 3D, even though that, of course, as above, so below, when there's judgment in heaven and they call judgment in the higher council, it does trickle down here. Not that any of us wish any kind of harm to come. Like me, I don't wish harm to my enemies. I don't, and when I say enemies, I'm using the word like you would use the word, because I don't want anybody in my energy that has hurt me or would hurt me or did hurt me. See what I'm saying? None of us feel that way, but it is comforting to know that no matter what we do as we move through our days, our lives, that the divine is watching us, that the Most High is keeping score so that we don't have to. That's why you'll hear me often say, if you are spiritually aligned, if you are aligned, you don't have to lift your finger to do a return to sender, or you'll hear people talking about that kind of thing. You don't have to seek revenge. You just, if anybody has hurt you, I'm sorry. And I understand that. I've been through it. I know, but it is so much healthier and so much more appreciated by heaven's helpers, specifically to just take your hands out of it. Do not engage in it. Stay classy. Pull your energy back from anybody, everybody, any place, anywhere that has ever harmed you. I'm looking at a particular card that shouldn't be here, but it's the card of the devil being a liar. And I think that that card is supposed to be, probably fell off there with the group for another reading, ironically, the Capricorn reading. The devil is a liar. The devil would like you to get angry. That's where the devil dwells, is in anger and insecurity and jealousy and possessiveness and wishing harm on people. It really does take a lot of self-control to get to the point where you don't feel that way. And I understand for those of you that are very young who will hear this, whether through the podcast or on YouTube or anywhere else, I understand that it is so tempting to think to yourself, well, I just want them to get the smack down. Well, honey, they are. So this is a card to, also remember that if you have hurt somebody where you would want to get their forgiveness and make an apology. These cards don't look like that's what's happening here. It looks like you're the one that is in the Dharma, and whomever, whatever has hurt you or wronged you is in the karma. So remember to forgive the people that have hurt you. And it's like in the Lord's Prayer, forgive us our trespasses as we forgive those who trespass against us, which just means, we're saying, please forgive us, Father. Please forgive me for anything I've done wrong, the same way that I would forgive the next person. The Bible talks about apologizing, and so many different scriptures about righting your wrongs as quickly as possible and not letting them just linger out there. And this is one of the reasons why, because the judgment card is extremely, extremely heavy in the sense for those people that are on the receiving end of the judgment. It's not a good thing. For those of you that are looking for work and don't have work, or are feeling stunted in your work, like you're not going anywhere, this would be an indication that you should start thinking about that. Definitely planning about moving into a different career sector, maybe starting a hobby that has potential for the future, but mainly start hobbies and do things that make you happy. Like I do this because it makes me happy. Maybe some of you want to start a YouTube channel, or you've got one that you've been playing with. Do it for yourself. Do something that helps you find your joy. Doesn't mean that you have to come up with a whole plan all at once. This is Mercury retrograde. It's stationed retrograde on the 17th. So, keep that in mind. If you've been feeling sad, if you've been feeling down, this card indicates that things are about to be very, very different for you in your life. Congratulations. And congratulations for me too, because this is great. Okay, now as a challenge, I believe that the challenge here is in releasing, continuing to release. If you haven't done that work, do your shadow work, investigate, read. What is shadow work? As a challenge, I could easily say that somebody thinks that somehow they want to get revenge on you. Let them try. I get so tired of the same stories and, everything that's gone on in the readings that we've seen and all of the readers. If you are a reader, you know about this, you know, uh, people trying to blackmail each other. I think that that's one of the themes that came up with the Sagittarius reading to watch out. Now, like if there's no compromise on you, then you can't be compromised and nobody can blackmail you. But apparently there are problems out there that I don't want to get into this. I really feel like I need to say it. I know it's not you. Someone is going to be locked up. I don't know if they're locked up right now. I don't know if they're on the path of being locked up. I don't know, because we are so late in the game in terms of seeing the judgment card. That lets us know that people have really done things that are set in stone. Yeah, difficult, if not impossible, to come back from. But, if somebody wants to get revenge on you and doesn't take responsibility for what they've done or didn't, never have. This is a card that says that if you've done the shadow work and you've accepted your role in this, which so often we're just the actors that play a part in other people's stories. That's the way it works, but as a challenge, don't get involved. Let the karma play out the way it does. Do not put your hands in it. Don't involve yourself in it. Try, like I'm the type that goes like this, la, la, la. I don't want to know. So for your finances and the King of Cups, this is a beautiful man. This is somebody who's very warm, caring, somebody who's very easygoing, goes with the flow. Now, this would be a Cancer, Scorpio, Pisces. Doesn't have to be. If you're, flip the roles, switch it, Why did I want to say Molly Ringwald? I don't know what that is. I was going to say Missy Elliott, flip it, switch it, and reverse it. And Molly Ringwald. 16 candles, something about 16 candles, 16 years. I don't know. I don't think we need to go down that path. But the King of Cups is somebody who's a water sign, very compatible with you, Scorpio, as a water sign, somebody who's sensitive, somebody who gives very, very sage advice. This is an authority figure. He is respected by many, many people. You know that if love approaches you and it isn't someone from the past, I don't suggest initiating full-blown committed relationships under Mercury retrograde. Not that the stars are inauspicious. It's just, there's so much going on. Just take things slow. Doesn't mean that you can't go out. Doesn't mean that you can't date them, but take it easy and establish a friendship, a baseline, if you will. Okay, so the King of Cups, as he relates to the finances, an offer may be coming to you. Somebody could be bringing an offer to you. This person might, be sweet on you from a King of Cups. So this could be somebody with blonde hair. There's somebody with very light hair, often light eyes. Don't get stuck on the attributes. Somebody who's probably 40 or older. Don't get stuck on the numbers, but this isn't a young person. Say you're listening to me in your 20s. The way I read this would be a person who he could be in your age group, but he's very mature and established. He's not a flake. He's not a runner chaser dynamic. He is not a player. This is somebody who is emotionally controlled, but he does feel his feelings and wear his heart on his sleeve, but he wears it on his sleeve with confidence because he knows himself so well that, he understands in love and in business, and anytime things don't always go the way we want them to, but he feels authentically himself and in control of his emotions without blocking his emotions. So this person, somebody could come in, a King of Cups, and bring you a message about finances or an opportunity directly tied to finances. But, do keep in mind that the King of Cups might have something of a personal interest in you. I don't like mixing business with pleasure, but it's not just like needing to avoid dating your coworker at Starbucks. This is a little bit different because this person would be like in an authority position equal to or beyond yours. Okay. This is not a tyrant. You don't have to be afraid. So expect good news coming from the King of Cups. Very beautiful nose on that King of Cups. If you have dark skin or are only interested in people that are of your particular choice, maybe you only want to date African Americans, the King of Cups would be a water sign. And, remember that these cards don't have every single shade of human being on the planet. And there will be, there's going to be somebody here from Pakistan that is only going to date people from Pakistan. And so the King of Cups would be lighter in appearance, whether it's the eyes or the hair color or the skin tone could be lighter than, etc. I don't think I need to go that far, but you guys can figure that out. Okay, so now, where were we at? For romance, we have the Nine of Wands. I could totally see this. This would be feeling defensive because maybe somebody horrible has burned you before. With that King of Cups in such a beautiful position, I know that he's not in the position that I'm reading them for, but he's really looking at you. You're looking at him. He's looking at you. You're looking at me. I'm looking at you. Okay, so this is somebody who could be in your immediate environment or in some proximity, even if it is online. Be careful with the online thing. I don't like, when I was younger, the online dating was interesting and it was a good distraction. But this could be a person that just has access to you. And of course, I have to say words. I'm looking at the card. I have to say words like he might be over the water or he has to cross the water or, because he's on that platform in the art I'm looking at. And with the Nine of Wands, you're standing on some kind of solid ground. This art is based on the original Rider-Waite. And you're looking at the Hanson Roberts. He's looking right at you like, I'm safe, but I'm not going to force you to do anything or force you to come my way. I'm thinking of a Lenny Kravitz song. So with the Nine of Wands, as it relates to romance, I think that you are a bit defensive. Maybe you feel like, gosh, here's an obvious one. You don't want to tell anybody about the relationship that you might form with this person. I really think that this person is connected. Looking at you, you're looking at him. I see. Okay, so you're there with in this art, black hair, doesn't matter. King of Cups has his hair color hidden because in this art he's wearing particular headgear that covers that up. Let me look at him. Who are you, cutie? Oh, he's cute. It's a Roman nose. This could be a person with a longer defined nose. This could be a person that has a Roman nose. This could be a person that could be of the Jewish faith. You know where I'm going with this. That sounded like I was almost like dropping off at you know where I'm going. Maybe the King of Cups knows where you're going. He's no fool. Okay, he's just very balanced. Yeah, this is a very trustworthy person. You wouldn't have to wonder or worry about anything. And like I always tell people, insecurities are the ugliest things anyone can show anybody else because doesn't mean that we don't listen to a person when they talk about insecurities. But, in a relationship, you really don't want to be with a person who has insecurities. It will always cause problems. They're going to use it and weaponize it. Like, don't do this because I'm really insecure. Don't do that because it'll make me jealous. There's nothing wrong with saying, well, if you're in a situation where you feel a little, I won't even say that because that's not even normal. Like, it's not necessary. You evolve beyond that by doing your shadow work, that when your confidence is super solid, you don't feel anything like that. People that tend to be the most jealous and possessive. I'm not saying everybody, because there's a faction of you in every age range that are going to be like, I've got a terrible jealous streak, but I'm not talking about the streak. I'm talking about something that permeates and destroys the auric field. But the people, the real slimy ones, the ones who are that insecure and all of that, let me guarantee it's because they are not trustworthy, and they'll blame it and project it onto everybody else why they are this way. Oh, somebody hurt me, or he did this to me, he did that to me, that kind of thing. I'm telling you that if they say that those insecurities come from that place, then quite obviously they're not healed. But in this case, it's not that I think that you're not healed. I just think that you've seen a thing or two and you're like, no. But take it easy. This card also indicates that you are looking over there. It means that there's no easy answer, but your inner strength is going to get you through this period. Remember, this is a transient period. It's only for about a week, let's just say, after you hear this. You're tired of being quite put upon, mistreated, wounded. Okay, so for the solution, we have the Eight of Cups. So this card talks about, obviously a disappointment that causes a person to walk away from something, left something, whatever. But this card as a solution says that the way to overcome the challenge of the judgment, which is to resist the temptation to put your hands in anything that is, like the people that are getting their karma now for what they've done to you, is to walk away from it. Just keep walking. If you turned your back before, keep your back turned and do not look back. Think about the Bible stories. Don't look back, turn into a pillar of salt. It also indicates that the way to deal with this challenge with the judgment, if your only issue is in finances, is to literally find another job. Make sure that you are secure, that you secure as much as you can. But the Eight of Cups is asking you to make sweeping, dramatic changes in your life and to carry through with those plans. Okay. So definitely your ops, if you want to put it that way, are getting their karma. You are getting justice. Now, I say that because the judgment is, of course, the spiritual version of the justice here on earth. They see everything, ancestors, the ancestors, spirit guides, the divine councils, they know it all. You are advised to keep walking and not go back. So okay, I'm going to say some Mercury retrograde, some ex-lover from the past. If you want to hear them out, to not be disrespectful, not rude. Now, if they've disrespected you and been rude to you, just don't even freaking answer the door. Don't answer the phone. But definitely somebody comes in with a message. I think that there's a message coming from the King of Cups that will impact your finances in a very positive way. So let's get to your crazy oracle. Because I just took a chunk, divided it up, threw them kind of down because I was in a hurry. I didn't actually go through them. So I'm kind of surprised as I do, what the hell did we just get? Please recycle gently. Release that person. You are done with them. Okay. Let me set that over here so that nobody else gets that. Their ancestors, their ancestors are defending and protecting you. Okay. No trespass. I can't. You guys should just all start YouTube channels and go, come have some fun with us, because it's incredible. Oh, jeez. The no trespass sign. Obviously, I don't have to define it for you. You've said no trespassing. You suck and you hurt people and you're a narc or you're a wench or whatever it is. You should listen to 528 megahertz for some more healing. You've got the card of semantics. And on the reverse, wine glass. Someone who's a wino. Maybe the person who's missing you has gone full wino now. Drinking too much. Okay, we're not talking about the bender. We're talking on a consistent basis because they refuse to face their shadow. Let them romance you. Oh, if that isn't a King of Cups card right now, I don't know what that is. And on the reverse, oh, freaking, I'm not going to cuss. Not because I can't. I can. I'm just trying to keep this chill. Look, you can't see this. Let them romance you, of course. And on the other side, special offer. Let me make you an offer you can't refuse. Sue, that fucked up name. If your name is Sue, I don't know why. I don't want to channel because that's how it happened. Okay, the fire made you fireproof, babies. With garbage pail. Put your ex back into the garbage where they belong. Harsh, okay? Mothers, chrome polish. Okay, so you have been polished and even burnished in that fire. Seating arrangement. Okay, so the seating arrangement talks about family structure, people around a table, people commiserating, talking, enjoying themselves. The difference is with the seating arrangement, there's somebody very specific that will be next to you. Somebody got that black tie card. I'll have to think about that. You got hearing aids. You have all the Clairs. And in the kitchen, oops, knife slipped on a pineapple. Go to the ER. I don't think that this is about you for some reason. I don't get that this is you, but I want you to be careful because it is Mercury retrograde. Pineapples can be weird to cut. And there you go. So, Scorpio, it seems to me that really good things are happening for you. And although some of you could say that your past has been painful from long ago or as of late, just know, sweetheart, it's all changing right now. Love you.
Ma fede fu e le cuore.